Hello, hello, hello. I am your host OCL, and welcome back to 1 Century Later. Today we'll be taking a look at all events from November 1st to November 7th, 1925. As with last week, all of my sources are in the description down below. Sunday, November 1st, 1925. The Holland Pit coal mine in Gelsenkirchen, Germany exploded, killing 17 miners. The Vereniging van Arbeiders Radio Amateurs, or the Association of Worker Radio Amateurs, was founded on this day in the Netherlands as a socialist organization for radio workers in the Netherlands. Monday, November 2nd, 1925. About 1,000 seamen went on strike in Fremantle, Australia, and 103 policemen were called to end the strike. The strikers charged the police line, and a brawl between the two sides quickly began. Many were injured on both sides, but luckily no one was killed. About 100 strikers were arrested and fined £2 for resisting arrest. The strikers were unable to pay the fine and were held in jail, but quickly released when the strike ended. An unidentified soldier from the Battle of Lemberg during the Polish-Ukrainian War was interred in the Warsaw Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The memorial is dedicated to all unknown soldiers who gave their lives throughout Poland's history. The failure of two dams near Dolgarrog, Wales, flooded the town of Dolgarrog, killing 16. Public outcry from the disaster led to the passing of the Reservoirs Safety Provisions Act 1930 by the British Parliament. Tuesday, November 3rd, 1925. Elections were held in New York City for the 97th mayor of New York City. Jimmy Walker won the election with 65.8% of the popular vote, beating his opponent Frank D. Waterman. Incumbent Mayor John Francis Hylan had run for re-election but was beaten in the Democratic primaries by Walker. Wednesday, November 4th, 1925. Elections were held in New Zealand for all 80 seats of the New Zealand House of Representatives. The Reform Party won 55 seats, taking the majority. An assassination attempt was made on Benito Mussolini by Italian socialist Tito Zanniboni. Zanniboni set up his rifle across the street from where Mussolini would make his speech on the 7th anniversary of the Armistice of Villaguisti, which ended the warfare between Italy and Austria-Hungary during the First World War. The police were tipped off by one of Zanniboni's friends and arrested Zanniboni before Mussolini gave his speech. Despite its failure, Mussolini used the attempt as an excuse to pass harsh laws punishing political opposition. Thursday, November 5th, 1925. Sidney Riley, a British Secret Service spy, was executed by the OGPU, the secret police and counter-espionage unit of the Soviet Union. Riley would later be known as the Ace of Spies and would be used as inspiration by Ian Fleming for the creation of James Bond. Friday, November 6th, 1925. Hai Dinh, the Emperor of Vietnam and the French Protector of Vietnam, passed away due to tuberculosis. His 12-year-old son, Prince Nguyen Phu Vinh Thuy, succeeded him as Emperor of Vietnam. A convention between French colonial and Vietnamese leaders created a Vietnamese Regency Council to decide domestic matters. Following the death of Mikhail Frunze on October 31st, Klement Voroshilov was appointed as the new Soviet Union Commissar for Military and Naval Affairs. Presidential elections were held in Latvia. Of the 94 electoral votes, Jānis Plikškins won 33 votes, Arlis Ulmanis won 32, and Jānis Časki won 29, meaning no one won the majority. Elections were reheld with Plikškins withdrawing from the race. On the second election, Časki won with 60 electoral votes. Saturday, November 7th, 1925. The body of Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, was disinterred from his grave in the Fricourt Military Cemetery in France and sent to Germany to be buried in the German military cemetery of the Invalidenfriedhof Cemetery in Berlin. And that is all. See you next week for all events from Sunday, November 8th, 1925 to Saturday, November 14th, 1925. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.